Just like the rest of the internet, we've fallen deep down the rabbit hole of Elden Ring, and there are some things I really want to talk about. But before we get into that, I need to give a quick spoiler warning. There will be some locations, armor, and things along those lines that's going to be shown in the footage here, so if you don't want to see any of that, then click away now. Alright, let's move on with the video.
Rise now, tarnished.
I want to make a quick video and talk about my experience with the game and why I think it's going to help change the industry. Now, I think this game's going to inspire other games the way Breath of the Wild and The Witcher did. For me, this is clear because I've achieved over 90 hours in under a month and still constantly eager to play, and even writing the script was difficult because the whole time I just wanted to pick up the controller and keep going. It's been a while since the game pulled me in this badly, so I began to question why. The more I question it, the more I realize how this game is going to change gaming in general. This game is one I heavily debate on not getting because I assumed it just wasn't for me. I can gladly say I was wrong. In many ways, I feel like this game has done, for me, something similar to what Death Stranding was going for, by connecting people. Elden Ring has been connecting people in so many ways, except for the douchebags that are in every fan base, but we're ignoring them. The game is great, and you play however you want. I had a few friends that also got the game, and I love seeing the different ways we all played. One wanted to go through the game as far as possible without using any summons. I played defensively. Like, if I had a good amount of runes and near a boss, I'm not going to go near it until I level up, so my runes are low and there's nothing to lose. Then there's my other friend who's completely aggressive, where he's lost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of runes in the game at this point. The only time we hate others in this game is when we get invaded mid-boss fight. I thought that would be a thing that would be rare, happen maybe once or twice, but it has easily happened for me more times than I care to admit. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. The different ways you can play is fantastic, and discussing your methods together only amplified the experience. I started out with the axe, moved on to the twin blade, then dropped the shield and just stuck with the bloodhound thing, and finally ended with the dual katanas. That's not even considering the magic and mixes you can have with that on top of melee builds. I also didn't think I'd be saying this, but TikTok made this video game even more fun. I played Breath of the Wild, and I had to admit it just wasn't for me, and I thought it would happen for this game as well. I was even more worried when I realized I couldn't track quests, but that's where TikTok and Google came in handy. Every day I'm seeing more and more things to do, places to go, and weapons to look out for, which is just fantastic and adds even more to this game. It goes back to what I mentioned about playing how you want. The people who want to know nothing can explore, and while that is a blast, it can be boring, so it's nice to have a resource to see all these hidden things for those who might have fallen out of the game sooner. The open world makes this game more enjoyable as well. If you're struggling, then go explore another area, or farm some runes, find a nice boulder. I ran around for hours leveling up and finding things to upgrade my weapons even more, and that allowed me to just run through the main quest and right into New Game Plus. You may not be able to track quests, but you have plenty of markers that you can use, so mark up your map and focus on what you want. The game just continues to make you feel like there's always something to do, and social media and friends help with that even more. After beating this game and immediately starting it again, I can see a lot of other games taking inspiration from this game in the future, having some basic markers and waypoints, but also having all the extra markers that this game has. I do think more games will also take away quest tracking. While I don't think it'll work for every big title, looking at you Assassin's Creed, I think it'll work best as an accessibility feature. We've seen some games give you a vague idea as a setting, but this one, you actually have to listen to where these people want you to go or do, or you can just forget about them if you want. Elden Ring did this for me in an interesting way. I got a mission from an NPC pretty early on, and I completely forgot about her, and hours later I was exploring, grinding, and went to a boss and saw him and defeated him. When I finished her quest, even further along, she was dead. I looked up why she was dead, and apparently I was supposed to finish the mission and then fight the boss. While I was upset, I did think it was really cool and would love to see more vague missions for more outcomes. The way the game handles missions and the way social media just dove right into it show what they discovered is one thing that made my experience great, and I hope it happens for more games. There's so many content creators making groups and having community to discover and just talk more about everything together, and it's just awesome. The way that Skyrim and Zelda inspired this, I can't wait to see in a few years the games that this masterpiece will inspire. With the mission variety, the variety of gameplay, and just the game in general, the open world is just phenomenal. Let me know what you think of the game down below. What features do you want to see in other games? What class did you start with? Let's talk about everything Elden Ring down below. Now thanks for watching guys, and stay nerdy and keep binging.